Paper, as we know, it's an essential need to our day-to-day lives. It's been around for almost 2,000 years, and it's been developed in China in the 1st century AD.
Alright, so paper and the ability to mass market and mass product it has led to the development of writing as a means to pass down information throughout the ages. So now, as a whole generation, paper is very and extremely important to us. It is a way that we share information and store information amongst ourselves and others. For an example, give me a second.
Paper offers the ease of storage, therefore there's no need for file conversions, and the fact that paper can be produced sustainably. For example, all this information stored in a beautiful piece of paper.
Now, paper is extremely important to us. We use paper in our day-to-day lives for essential needs. Just think about it. Every morning you wake up, you may want to read a newspaper that's made out of paper. And then you go to school to conduct a research assignment in the library. You read a book, it's made out of paper. And you go home, you sit on the toilet, there's a magazine, you read it. That's made out of paper. We may not realize it, but paper is essential in our day-to-day lives. Once again, read a pack of gum, it's made out of paper. There's a paper airplane that you want to make, that you want to throw at somebody you don't like. It's made out of paper. And this textbook that you cherish every day, it's made out of paper.
Probably half of the fiber used for paper today comes from wood that has been purposely harvested. The remaining material comes from wood fiber from sawmills, recycled newspaper, some vegetable matter, and recycled cloth. For an example, coniferous trees such as spruce and fir used to be preferred for paper making because of the cellulose fibers in the pulp of these species are longer, therefore making the paper stronger. These trees are called softwood by the paper industry. Deciduous trees, such as leafy trees such as poplar and elm, are called hardwood. Because of increasing demand for paper and improvements in pulp processing technology, almost any species of tree can now be harvested for paper. Now, some plants also use bamboo for rope making, and some high-grade cigarette paper, which is made from flax. The first step in the manufacturing process of paper is making pulp. Now, several processes are commonly used to convert logs to wood pulp. In the mechanical process, logs are first tumbled in drums to remove the bark. The logs are then sent to grinders which break the wood down into pulp by pressing it between huge revolving slabs. The pulp is filtered to remove foreign objects. In the chemical process, wood chips from debarked logs are cooked in a chemical solution. This is done in huge vats called digesters. The chips are fed into the digester and then boiled at a high pressure in a solution of sodium hydroxide.
The second step is by putting pulp through a pounding and squeezing process called, appropriately enough, beating. Inside a large tub, the pulp is subjected to the effect of machine beaters. At this point, various fillers materials can be added such as chalk, clays, or chemicals such as titanium oxide. These objectives will influence the opacity and other qualities of the final product. Sizing are also added at this point. Sizing affects the way the paper will react in various inks. Without any sizing at all, the paper will not be able to absorb the most uses except as desk blotter. A sizing such as starch makes the paper resistant to water-based ink. A variety of sizing, generally resins and gums, is available depending on the eventual use of the paper.
Now, the third step in the manufacturing process of paper is called pulp to paper. In order to finally turn the pulp into paper, the pulp is fed or pumped into giant automated machines. One common type is called the four-gynier machine, which was invented in England in 1807. Pulp is fed into the four-gynier machine on a moving belt of fine mesh screening. The pulp is squeezed through a series of rollers while suction devices below the belt drain off water. If the paper is to receive a watermark, a device called a dandy moves across the sheet of pulp and presses a design into it. The paper then moves onto the press suction of the machine where it is pressed between rollers of wool felt. The paper then passes over a series of steam-heated cylinders to remove the remaining water. A large machine may have from about.
The final step is by using dried paper, winding it into large reels. where it is further processed depending on the ultimate use. Paper is smoothed and compacted further by passing through metal rollers called calendars. A particular finish, whether soft and dull or hard and shiny, can be imparted by calendars. The paper may be further finished by passing through a vat of sizing material. It may also receive a coating, which is either brushed on or rolled on. Coating adds a chemical and pigments to the paper surface, supplementing the sizing and fillers from earlier in the process. Fine clay is often used as a coating. The paper may next be supplemented, that is, run through extremely smooth calendar rollers for the final time. Then the paper is cut to the desired size.